Alright, hello everybody, it's Russ here. I'm going to show you the settings that helped me get champ in Rainbow Six Siege. So starting off, we're going to go to general. Nothing much you can do here really. I mean, matchmaking preferences for your T-Hunts. There's really nothing much here besides your drone prep, because normally you want to have it on automatic. I think it's manual that you don't want it on because it's kind of annoying as soon as a round starts and puts you right back on your drone, unless you're doing drone work. But other than that, you don't really need to do anything there. Moving on to HUD, there's really nothing much you can do here. I mean, yeah, there's not, just keep everything on. You don't really want to mess with anything unless you don't want to see outlines or teammate names or any of that. Then I suggest just turn that on or off. But moving on to audio, I normally can't really hear as much, so I always keep my max volume at 100. Might be a little crazy, but I need to hear them footsteps. But for the dynamic range, I'd suggest running night mode or hi-fi. Night mode for now is pretty good. It's always been good. So I'd suggest running that. Then moving on to display, I have a 240 hertz monitor. Other people have different, but for that I have 240 hertz. Run on the 1920 by 1080 for the resolution, and then 4.3. I run 4.390. Most people will run either like I think it's 5.487 or 4.387 or 16 by 9. For me, that I find best was probably 4.390 because I don't. It just seems the best. And then for my brightness, I run 45. It's pretty dark, but I always like it. It's just good. We go into graphics. I have everything off. Most people actually run the low latency on or on plus boost. I think it determines if you're running on Vulkan or not. I am on Vulkan. Really don't know why this is off, so I'm gonna turn that on. And then for the graphical settings, the only two things you need to change are your texture quality and your shadow quality. I mean, I have it at medium. Everything else can just be low. And then you can also have the LOD quality at high. But other than that, you really don't need anything high in this game to see. Or just, unless you really like graphics and you have a good PC, then go for it. Alright, so moving on to the controls. Everything in controls is obviously down to preference, and everyone's going to be different. No one's the same. So for me, raw input, honestly, for you PC guys, always have this off in my opinion. I've never found it helpful. But always have that off. Mouse look disabled. And then for the mouse sensitivity, horizontal and vertical, I run 9.9 on 400 DPI. I've always found this the best. I've been running it for probably around 4 or 5 seasons now. Never changed it. And then moving on to the mouse ADS sensitivity. You can always feel free to pause this, but for now, I'm just gonna go back into the other settings and move on. So for the mouse scroll, disable this. Don't be those guys that is always trying to switch their weapons or whatever with the scroll wheel. Terrible thing to do. Because I guarantee you'll be in a fight, you'll click it by accident, and boom, you're dead. No point in having this, disable it. Moving on to your gadget deployment and drone deployment. You're going to want to have these on advanced. Always best because when you're in a round and you want to get off your drone, you don't want it to immediately put you into your drone as soon as the round